Hey guys, Dan Bedante, TruthRadioShow.com, and today's Friday night, May 25th of 2018. Waiting for people to log on here. Yeah, if you like the filter, that's because when I put filters on, that means I didn't shave and I look like a slob. But I want to talk about Operation Mockingbird that took place in the 1950s. That has a lot to do today. What's going on, Steve? A lot to do today with the mainstream media. Now, as you see in the title here, mainstream media is the biggest terrorist on the face of the planet. And they don't physically attack people or kill people, whatever. But what they do is they do more damage than somebody actually physically blowing up a building, literally. And because they reach millions of people throughout the country. And again, people logging on, if you wonder about the filter, I didn't shave. I look like a slob, so I like these little cool filters anyway. It breaks up the monotony. But anyway, the mainstream media, what they do is they purposely distort information, lie, stage news things all the time. I mean, the CNN's been caught so many times staging crisis during the so-called chemical attacks in Iraq. Anything from the swine flu to all these outbreaks, they stage these things and they blow up cars. Then it's going on, Richard. They blow up cars and everything else, and what's up, Daniel? To promote an agenda. So anyway, back in the 1950s, the CIA, the Central Intelligence Agency, they knew how powerful media could be. So what they did was they infiltrated the media. They sent about 400 agents out to mainstream, all these mainstream medias, the companies, CBS, ABC, NBC, CNN now, into NMS, NBC, and everything else, all the way until today. What's up, Daniel? Back at it again. Yep, exactly. And I'm exposing Operation Mockingbird back in the 1950s. I was saying, basically, they infiltrate all the mainstream media, and they're still doing that today. They control everything. The editors listen to the CIA. The CIA controls everything that goes out on mainstream media. And so what they did was they did this because they wanted to deceive the people. Now, because back then, before media was real, back in the days when media first came around, especially the TV and everything, and media way back, freedom of the press, that's where it came from. Back in those days, in the 1700s, 1800s, early 1900s, people became reporters because they wanted to expose the truth. That was the main goal, to expose the truth. They were private investigators, literally, who wanted to get out there, uncover stuff, and tell the public what they need to know. The right public needs to know what's going on. And so the CIA seen this as a great threat to the public. So they say, all right, why can't we use that in our way? So this is Nazi propaganda, okay? This is nothing new. In quick history on the CIA, you think they're an American agency? No, they're not. What happened after World War II, it was a project, Operation Paperclip, okay? They recruited all the Nazi scientists, all top SS officers. They brought the SS officers over here as the OSS, the Office of Strategic Services, that eventually morphed in what's known today as the Central Intelligence Agency, the CIA. So that's where the CIA comes from. And this is nothing new. This is what the Nazis did back in the 1930s. They used television and the media to propagate their destruction upon Jewish people, their ways of life, using constant propaganda to get that support. So as you see here, the mainstream media, I mean, yes, what I was saying earlier in the video, how the alternative media is kicking the snot out of them, and they are. But there's still millions of people out there right now that don't see it that way. There's still millions of people that tune into CNN every night, to MSNBC every night, to New York Times. They pick that up every day, and every morning when they wake up, they look at all this garbage, and they still are being mind controlled by this communist propaganda. And there's tons of videos out there where you see the same script go out through all the media, and they'll regurgitate the same crap they do all over the country. And because it's all controlled, that's called mind control. And that's exactly what mind control is. Joseph Goebbels was Hitler's Ministry of Propaganda. So he said if you tell a lie long enough and hard enough, people are going to believe it. And that's what the mainstream media does. This is nothing more than Nazi tactics of what's going on. So that's why they're attacking the alternative media, because they don't want people up there. When I was at the Boston press conference, okay, to them, that came out of nowhere. That came out of left field. Whoa, what the hell is this? Where did this come from? That's why they shut the press conferences down every time I was there, all 3 press conferences, because, whoa, we don't got a guy that's in the script. What the hell is going on? You know what I mean? They couldn't answer questions. They're like, oh my God, and the coordinators had to shut the press conferences down. So that's what media is supposed to be. You know, that's me when the media came here in this country, when it was established in this country, I mean, it was to tell the truth, to tell the public what's really going on. And again, even today, I talk to a lot of mainstream media reporters that come up to me and say, hey, how could I get a job for InfoWars or whatever? And because we're getting tired of our reports getting censored or cut or whatever, because you got a lot of great reporters in the mainstream media. You do. Because you look at Ben Swan and Amber Lyon that came out of the mainstream media. You have Lou Dobbs, Judge Napolitano. You have, what's the name, Tucker Carlson, all these good people in the mainstream media. And but you have a lot of times these reporters, like Amber Lyon, she was telling us that she uncovered a lot of dirt in the Iraqi wars. They cut her reports. They cut it down to like a 5-minute report down to 30 seconds and even near it all. And it was ridiculous. It really was. And most reporters become reporters because they want to expose the truth. But then again, you have a big majority of the reporters in the mainstream media who are there just to be there. Oh, look at me. Snapshot, selfie, snapshot. I'm over here asking President Bill Clinton, former President Bill Clinton, a question. Look at me. You know, they're there just to be there. Okay, they're not there to expose the truth. They don't care about the truth. They're there to look at me. I want my millions of dollars. I can read from a teleprompter. Just give me my money. And that's what they do. The mainstream media, they regurgitate stuff right off the teleprompter. And it's disheartening and disgusting. FBI beauty. Yeah, exactly. When I confront the FBI at the Boston Marathon bombing, they hit them out of left field. They had no clue that was coming. Like, what the hell? That's why they had to shut the press conferences down. It's funny. But Operation Mockingbird, they infiltrated all the media, and they still do this to this day. They control the media. And it's the CIA who runs these organizations to distort information, to push their communist manifesto. Now, here's the tactic. This guy, Michael Steven, I believe it was tuning in earlier to my video. He said, oh, what about the black shooting? This is the mind control and propaganda by the mainstream media. Just for instance, right, this week you'll have maybe, 200 shootings this week from cops killing criminals or criminals killing somebody. Easily. I don't know what the numbers are, but there's a lot. And every day somebody's getting shot by a cop or somebody being shot by a criminal. Then half the times the cops are wrongfully shooting people. Absolutely. I'm not saying there's not a police state. There's great police and there's also corrupt police. But here's what the media does. Okay, just say 100 people got shot today, right? Here, and all of a sudden, out of the 100 people, one black guy, okay, was shot by a white cop. Boom, they would pick that story, the little, because you got all the little sub-medias all over the country, the local medias, they'll pick that one up. Well, let's move this to the national level. Look, a white cop shot a black person. They know it's going to cause racial divide and racial war. They do this purposely. But they won't tell the public, oh, there was 99 other people shot today. It was a black cop killing a white guy, or a black cop killing a black guy, or a white cop killing a white guy. You know what I mean? Like, or a black criminal, whatever, you get the point. Okay, so they do this purposely. They'll pick out of all the local medias the story that's going to stir up the most shit. Okay, they do that purposely. It's a CIA strategic point to upset the population. So when they get the people upset for the wrong reason, when the people should be getting upset because these people use the mind control on them, and if the public was to become aware of this stuff, I mean, no, most of them are, yes, but if the public was to become aware of what is going on, there'd be a total revolution tomorrow. There would. I mean, you ever see the movie They Live? Perfect example for that. I'm not saying you put on these glasses, see aliens or whatever, but the movie They Live by John Carpenter film there, it was a John Carpenter film with Roddy Piper in it. That movie right there explains exactly what I'm talking about. It's a mind control illusion over the public to make you think you're watching truth, make you think these reporters on the mainstream media are putting their lives on the line for you. No. All they're doing is reading off teleprompters and reading. I watch them all the time. I go to press conferences. I go to, it's up, Leanne. I go to all these things all the time. And I see it. I see it with my own eyes. And they're reading off these little box teleprompters under the camera, or they memorize everything on their phone. I see them. the editor sends it to him. I'm watching the guy just read it. I should have took a video of that last summer. Just got the reporter just reading it. Then he's like, goes on camera live, and he's like, regurgitates everything that came off that phone. Yeah, thanks. I didn't shave today, so that's why I needed the effects. Plus, I don't want to scare everybody with my ugly mug, you know. Yeah. Anyway, so it's mind control. When I bring up Boston a lot because it has a lot to do with this. When I was at the Boston Marathon press conferences, when it was over, the nightly news were doing their shows outside, all the mainstream networks, CNN. I crashed CNN's. It was great, and MSNBC's. I'm in the back, okay? People are on the other side where you are, that view of the camera. I could see the teleprompters under the cameras. So they had these sheets over them so people can't see it. The little teleprompters, okay, with the reporters are just going off the nightly news, reading everything from that teleprompter. I'm watching all this. And I started bullhorning the hell out of them, and that was great. And of course, the cops came and gave me a hard time over that. I'm like, hey, listen, they're telling the public lies about stuff, but that's the mainstream media for you. They the kings of propaganda, kings of illusions, kings of deception. They are worse than Al-Qaeda, which is a CIA organization, worse than ISIS, another CIA organization, worse than any terrorist group on the face of the planet. Sure, they don't commit violent acts physically, but the propaganda that they pollute the minds. Now, Infowars.com, people say, whoa, you can say what you want about Infowars, okay? I love Infowars. My loyalty lies to them. But Infowars, the point of Infowars.com is a war for your mind. That's the original slogan when Infowars was established. It's a war for your mind, and it really is. Because Alex Jones seen firsthand when he was young, he's seen what the mainstream media was doing. That's why he started Infowars.com, a war for your mind, because it is a war for your mind, literally. And yeah, you got to track the matrix is right, and it is. It's a matrix out there that pulling an illusion over your head to make you think one thing when... And it was a great picture, a meme was going around about this. The mainstream media's view shows somebody getting stabbed, right? And then the other view of the truth reveal, it shows, no, it wasn't that person that is stabbing that person. He was actually the victim. I forgot, there's a meme like that. If somebody has that, please post it. But a great example. There's so many examples of how the mainstream media just lies. I mean, they get caught on camera all the time lying. And here's the thing. You don't need conspiracy theorists to figure this stuff out. You don't need truthers to figure this stuff out. All you have to do is pay attention. Just pay attention, that's all. The night of 9/11, okay, that day when the attack happened, or the inside job, attack, whatever you want to believe, okay, whatever. I'm not here to debate that, okay. That night they interviewed FEMA. The director of FEMA was there, and CNN was praising him. Oh, you're doing such a great job, controlling everything. And the guy comes right, hey, well, we were very prepared for this. We got here late last night. You got here last night when nobody in the whole world knew that this so-called attack was going to happen. By opening statement right out in the national media, I got here late last night. The FEMA did. They were there. But, of course, that got squashed and, totally forgotten about. And so many other examples. George Bush, for example, goes on TV, says, oh, we got sufficient proof Iraq's got weapons of mass destruction. Then lies about it later, says, I never said that. And the media backs him up. Of course, you get some of the media actually called him out for that. But it wasn't enough, you know what I mean? And all the media needs to work together to expose the truth, but they don't. And the only time the conservative news will tell you the truth if it's going against the Democrats. And the only time Democrats will tell you the real news if it's going against the Republicans. But either way, it's always distorted. And much as I love Tucker Carlson, Fox is coming a long way, and I think hopefully they're coming more independent, but I still don't trust them because they are mainstream media. And I love Tucker Carlson, absolutely. I mean, that guy belongs on Infowars. That's where he belongs. And all mainstream media is bad, all of it. And we can't be deceived by it. And because right now, yes, Fox, they still attack Trump a little bit and they support him. Some of them do whatever. But that's not the case, okay? It's all controlled. All the mainstream media is controlled. Let's not sugarcoat things. And they allow people like Tucker Carlson to come on because they know that alternative media is kicking the snot out of the mainstream media. So they'll allow people like Judge Napolitano, Lou Dobbs, Sean Hannity, or Tucker Carlson to come along once in a while and stay there because they know just that one show will keep people like us appealed to the network to keep their ratings up. Because if they don't, look what's happened to CNN and MSNBC. They're crashing. They're going bankrupt. If it wasn't for the corporate sponsors, they'd be dead, plain and simple. Yeah, O'Reilly is awesome. And so you constantly see an attack. Then now what they're doing is that the mainstream media is going another route. And if you notice and you tune into the late night talk shows, okay, first of all, I want to let people know those late night talk shows you see on TV, Saturday Night Live, all these different shows, the late night talk shows, none of these things are filmed at nighttime. Okay, they're filmed early in the morning in New York studios. I was there for a few of them. They're filmed early in the morning. Okay, first of all, so it's not technically it's not a late night talk show. So, but they do air them at night, and what they do now is they take center stage of bashing Trump. All the talk shows is no more about just comedy stuff, whatever. And yeah, talk shows always made fun of the president somehow, some way. They always made, no matter who it was, they always joked around about the president. But nothing like this you see an attack against Trump. And they took center stage. They said, all right, let's go a different route, the mainstream media. Let's use that entertainment to push that propaganda. And that's why they're constantly attacking the gun rights, constantly attacking the president, because they know most of the public now, which is true. Most of the public does not trust the mainstream media. So now they're trying the route of the entertainment world. That's why you see the NFL, the communist propaganda going on in the NFL, and also than the late night talk shows. So they're going down this different route because the CIA is realizing, hey, our brainwashing mainstream media is not doing the job no more. We need to step up the issue here, go to the talk shows, go to the entertainment, the football, the basketball, the whole 9 yards, the music industry, the global awards. They have the music awards and the acting awards and all that. They use those platforms to push the communist propaganda, along with the mainstream media still doing that too. So it's a giant complex cycle, and they're losing. That's the thing. They know they're losing the battle. And sure, like when they show hundreds of thousands of people on the street marching for gun control, when they show just outrageous numbers of people marching down to Washington to put, supporting these communist agendas, you look at it and sometimes too, I'm like, wow, feel overwhelmed. But when you really look at the reality of it, yes, a lot of people, absolutely. But they are not the majority. We are. By far. By far. Yes, there's millions of people in march for our lives in Washington, D.C. Half the kids didn't even want to be there. So, it is a communist agenda, and half the kids didn't even want to be there. But when you actually look at it, the majority is us. And the mainstream media looks like when there's 100,000, they'll make it look like 300,000. And I don't know why this keeps cutting out now because I'm in 100% full Wi-Fi signal. So it's Facebook attacking us, It's ridiculous. Yeah, including sports is right. And do I trust Sean Hannity and Tucker? I trust I do trust Tucker. But again, you can't trust anybody in the mainstream media 100%. But I love Tucker Carlson, I really do. And Sean Hannity, I liked him, but who knows with him. So I kind of trust Tucker Carlson, but again, who knows? I definitely do trust Judge Andrew Napolitano. He was awesome. And Lou Dobbs, he was cool. He was the first mainstream reporter to come out about the North American Union, how they signed, sealed, and delivered it. And it's crazy with the whole NAFTA and GATT issue. And yeah, they're using all the sports, the major leagues like the NFL, MLB, NBA to push the narratives. You're right, Daniel. And so we need to keep waking people up. What we're doing now is having a great effect. So right now I only got 5 people on, and Facebook screws my numbers all the time. For a while, YouTube was doing that, and I would have 300 comments from 300 different people and only 87 hits. How's that possible? You know what I mean? And they do that to try to discourage you, but it's not working no more, Facebook, so it doesn't matter. And when realistically you have, one time I had about, on my live YouTube, I had about over 500 people watching, and the video gets like 140 hits. What, how is that possible? They do that to try to distort you, discourage you, and they look for any reason to flag you and take you down. So that's why we're winning the war here, because we are waking people up. And people can make fun of Enforcer all you want, make fun of the alternative media all you want, and they're going to have the trolls coming out doing this. But when you look at the ratings, their ratings suck on the mainstream media. And InfoWars, we almost put Ron Paul in the White House. He got screwed out of the nomination. We all know that. Ron Paul should have been president, hands down. If it was up to real logistic vote, Ron Paul would have been president, plain and simple. We put Donald Trump in the White House, okay? So don't call us illegitimate media because we're having a bigger effect than the mainstream media. And yeah, sure, I don't work for InfoWars right now. I haven't been working for about a year now, and but I do plan on going back to work with them soon. I just got to talk to them and work things over. But I do my own thing mostly, and because it's great, I don't have to answer to nobody, you know. So I might be going back to work with them. I guess to have a talk with them, whatever. But I still got to continue to do my own thing no matter what. So we need to keep spreading this, and people, you need to get out there and start your own shows, your podcasts, your video casts. And people bash me all the time for doing videos in my car. But the thing is, again, like I say, all the time, instead of just taking the time, I'm going to drive all the way to the studio just to have a fancy background when I could just shoot the damn video in my car or in my house or whatever. You know what I mean? Things are different now. We don't need a $1 million set to get the truth out. You know what I mean? We don't need all that shenanigans and all that fancy stuff to get the truth out. And how stupid this video looks right here. It's all distorted with the filter here. It does look dumb, but you know what? That doesn't matter. And I put that in there for a reason because I didn't shave today. I look like a slob, and also to prove a point. You don't need a multi-million-dollar studio to get the truth out. Sure, CNN, MSNBC, and all them have these great studios, but you don't need that, okay? That's all illusions. That's all it is. And how many times has CNN said they'd been at somewhere when they weren't? Anderson Cooper being at Sandy Hook during the shooting. He wasn't even there. Them staging the Ebola virus outbreak. That was caught. Hey, it's up, Brittany. That was caught on camera as a lie. They staged a whole Ebola outbreak, and that was all caught by the mainstream media. Shot the whole thing. It was a whole acting job. All the so-called people dying, and after when they went off live, everybody get up and dust themselves off and walked away. They blew up car bombs, blew the car up. Then everybody runs over next to the car. Everybody runs next to the car, lays down, act like they're the victims, people there helping them, oh man, and see, live CNN report, a car bomb just went off in Turkey, blah, 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 blah. And when they go off live, everybody gets up and walks away. It's all a giant stage illusion. That's all it is. It's a giant hoax. Almost 99% of the stuff you see on the mainstream media is a hoax, okay? It's some bull crap behind it, some communist agenda to scare you, you know what I mean? And again, watch the movie They Live. It's a great movie, and it's a little fictitious about aliens and everything else. We understand that, but the concept of the movie with John Carpenter, the creator of it, he was trying to portray a concept, what's going on in reality. And there was a movie with Roddy Piper, great movie. Roddy Piper was a great truther as well. But it's all communist agendas to push. And yes, people say, well, how you keep bringing up Nazis and communism? Well, Nazism and communism go hand in hand. They're different political sets of the same seed, the same spectrum seed. Okay, it's all from the same seed, all of it. Because when a tree grows, you have different branches. Each branch has its own, trees, kind of whatever. So communism, Marxism, all that stuff is all of the same seed. So that's why I bring up Nazism all the time and the communism all the time, because it's all the same stuff. Yeah, exactly. They are fake. Plain and simple, they're all fake, all of them. And it's a giant illusion. And I'm so glad that we are in a great awakening right now. People are waking up by the masses. I mean, I go to the colleges when certain events happen and all that. I talk to most of the college kids. Right in front of the other media, they're like, oh, we know the mainstream media is all fake. The guy here is all fake news, and that just pisses them off. It was great when Donald Trump came here to Rhode Island, right? I went down there to cover. I was in the press box, and everybody in that place was coming up to me, damn Bernard, the InfoWars, woo, woo, woo. You know what I mean? And all the media in Rhode Island that always constantly bashes the shit on me. Every time we go to press conferences, all the fake guys, fake news, conspiracy theory news. Everybody was coming up to me like I was some kind of a celebrity. I'm not. And they loved InfoWars and everything else, and I'm glad that happened because all the media around me, every media in the state was there. They're looking at me like, wow, I guess, InfoWars is not a joke, yeah. And everybody's yelling at the other media, fake news, blah, blah, blah. And everybody's like coming up to me, shaking my hand, taking pictures with me. It was great stuff. And that's the effect that's having on the people here. Not just Trump supporters, but people in general. And again, if you love Trump and not, I condone your decision. It's your First Amendment to like Trump and not. And this is not about Trump. This is about the media in general, how we're exposing the hell out of the mainstream media. So, start your own podcast. And we've been a long time. Dems don't even know exactly. And it's getting worse and worse for the Democrats. They're pulling out all the stops now. And they're going to continuing to shoot up schools. They really are. And if you notice this last school shooting, the media propaganda didn't work. It wasn't much of an outrage this time because people could become, number one, desensitized to it, and number two, just pissed off about it. Now people are demanding the schools to be armed, which goes against their agenda, what they wanted to do, just take all the guns out together. People say, we take guns? No, we want the schools armed. You know what I mean? So now it's not, it's starting to reverse, okay? And a good thing that happens, what evil does, they put their own foot in their mouth. They're the ones who contradict themselves. People are starting to see this. People are starting to wake up. They contradict themselves, the evil people. And again, the public's starting to become aware. They're starting to become self-aware. Wow, wait a minute. I'm going to put those glasses on. Oh, wow. This is the truth, like the movie They Live, it's a perfect example. And it's funny in the movie because when Roddy Piper puts the glasses on, he sees like people that, some people that really aliens and all that, and he sees the propaganda behind the signs in the media. Like you'll see a big sign, a billboard for a hair salon or something. He'll put the glasses on, it says obey, buy, consume, and all that stuff like that, and all New World Order propaganda stuff. And George Orwell's 1984, Orwell's Animal Farm, great books and movies that you need to see. And again, it's fictitious, yes, but it's the authors and the creators of the movie are telling you. They're telling you what is going on in real life, in real world, in a fictitious way, in an entertainment way. So, and the thing is, reality is more scarier than fictitious. I can't say it today. I'm just like, so much stuff going on. And see, there's no teleprompter here. That's why I mess up words. So maybe I should read from a teleprompter. Talk all quiet like the NPR people. Like, in today's news, like nothing's wrong with today's news. A guy came into a house and killed 3 people and stabbed them all to death and shot them. Like it's normal. That's how they go. And people, oh, that's credible news. Oh, it's credible when the reporters have no emotions. Sure, people like me, we mispronounce words all the time. We stumble, we stutter. Who cares? And that's why we're popular and they're not. People are sick and tired of robots. And that's all they are, the mainstream media, is a bunch of robots that fake, plain and simple. And real reporters in the mainstream media can't wait to get the hell out of there. They know they got to keep doing what they're doing for a job, and it's great. And they do come up with great reports, but it's not them, it's the editors that trim it all away, or just not air it all together. And there's so much stuff so many documentaries out there, real documentaries that show this stuff. And guns have saved people. Exactly. Guns will always save people. And Israel, they did that. And I know we can't compare ourselves to other countries because we compare ourselves, we got to be like Australia, we got to be like the UK. No, we don't got to be like anybody. And I bring up the stats about Israel, but again, we're not Israel either. So, but Israel armed their schools in 1974. Since then, 44 years, they had only 2 school shootings, and guess what? Both criminals were shot dead by the teachers. Stopped them cold in their tracks. That's a working system, isn't it? And why can't we go off that instead of trying to replicate everything, what's going on in the UK, what's going on in Australia? Oh, there's no gun violence. Oh, but the violent crimes are soaring through the roof. People are afraid to go out at night. Stabbing rates, they're calling the ban knives already in London. The thing is, screw the UK, okay? I love the people there, God bless you. But the UK, we don't need to be like the UK. What made this country great, America, United States of America, is us being ourselves, us being Americans, not like the UK, not like Australia, us being Americans. Again, no offense to people who live in Australia or the UK, the regular people, God bless you all. You need to overthrow your governments, that's what you need to do. Get rid of the monarchical systems. But here in America, we got to be like Americans. Not let's go what the UK is doing or China is doing or Japan. No, we don't need to be like nobody but ourselves. What made America great again, okay, is what made America great in the first part was, people just being us, living free, person be able to carry a firearm anywhere they go, when they want. There was no school shootings then. There was no mass shootings because nobody wouldn't have, in the right mind, would even dare to try something like that because everybody was armed. But it's not even the guns that are the problem. It's the psychotropic drugs that are out there. Doctors are giving out these medications like the candy to people and say, oh, yeah, and the mainstream media is hyping it up. Oh, you need to take your Prozac. You need to take this. You need to take that. And they constantly, during the news commercials, you constantly see how many drug commercials on there. And the drug commercials, like, they read off the side effects. Could cause heart failure just to get a heart on. It could cause heart failure, and excuse my language, ladies out there watching, that's what just to get an erection, you got to go through all these side effects, possible heart failure, dizziness, diarrhea, and all that. It's like, well, if it comes to that someday, I need medication to get an erection. I'll just stay celibate. I don't need a risk of heart attack. But the media propagates these things, okay? They constantly run these commercials while they're using the institute and brainwashing, running the commercials. So you got 3 flashlights in your house. They'll tell you need 10. You can go out buy it. Oh my God, because Al Qaeda is going to attack you or ISIS. They'll come up with some propaganda crap to push their narrative. You know what I mean? Like the whole Ebola outbreak. The thing is, the public is wise to vaccines. So that's why every year less and less people turn out to get vaccines. That's why they're giving them away now. Even giving them away, they can't sell them. So the media uses, like the CNN caught fake in the Ebola virus, okay, the big outbreak. And it was people filmed it. You could watch this on YouTube, the live video shots of CNN. I forgot what country it was. But people all dying, just slotching off a truck and everything, all in the media saying, oh, this is a huge outbreak. And then then when they cut the live feed, everybody starts getting up like there's nothing wrong. They get right up. Like they were supposing dying, they get right up and everything else. But that propaganda went on the TV, and followed by all these commercials. Get to your CVS, your Walgreens, your Walmart, get your vaccines. People fly there. Oh my God, I really must get it. So now they're not only hitting you by the media, they're hitting you with the commercials, the advertisement. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom in your face. You know what I mean? So that's the craziness of the mainstream media. And the lying and scandals and what they do is more of a deadly effect than any terrorist organization on the planet. And it's all brought to you by your friendly neighbors at the CIA, the Nazi ratline organization that loves nothing more to lie to you and keep you in a bubble where they push the communist propaganda to try to destroy this country. The same people that killed JFK because it's good for you, it's for your safety. They killed JFK. They staged 9/11. They staged all these terrorist attacks, but it's for your safety. You're not supposed to know that. Keep your mouth shut. Watch your football. Take your vaccines. Keep drinking your fluoridated water. And yes, money-making scare tactics is right. And they call us scaremongers. They say, oh, these alternative media is a bunch of hate mongers, scaremongers. They scare people. No, I just tell you the truth. I don't blow smoke up anybody's, but I tell you how it is, and I tell you what you could do about it. I don't just preach doom and gloom. I tell you what I say, hey, listen, this is what's going on. Here's the cold, hard facts. Like it or leave it, you're an adult, get over it. Okay, now, but this is what you could do about it. Don't be scared now. This keeps cutting in and out. It's ridiculous. 100% connectivity. And anyway, that's why I tell people, don't be afraid of what's going on there. I'll tell you the truth. Sometimes it's very harsh and very scary, but hopefully I can tell you what to do about it. You know what I mean? And first of all, this keeps cutting in and out, so I guess Facebook doesn't like what I'm talking about. So that was Africa, the real Ebola, people dying. That was real. No, that was all a scam. Go on YouTube and look that up. You'll see people there filming. And when CNN and all that was there, you'll see people, they're laying in trucks and everything else and laying on the ground like ready to die. And as soon as they went off the live feed, everybody gets up. Everybody just gets up and walks away. We'll watch other films. Now, I'm not saying people didn't die from the Ebola. Absolutely, they're going to have real casualties, absolutely, but it's not as bad as what the media pushes it to be, you know what I mean? So we know people die from these diseases, absolutely. It's not, I'm not saying that doesn't happen, but the media makes it worse. Like 10 people died, they'll say 40 people died. What they'll do is they'll take the deaths of other symptoms that have the same symptoms as that flu. So they'll crunch it together in the same category. Like the CDC does it all the time. They'll take the deaths. Oh, look, all these people die every year from the flu. But when you really look at it, it's not the flu that kills all this. But I forgot what I was like. Forgot the number. I'm sorry. But just say 1,000. Okay, 1,000 people a year die from the flu. This is an exaggerated number, whatever. I know it's a lot more. But for example, 1,000 people, the CDC, 1,000 people every year die from the flu. And it's an exaggerated number. It's an example. The media will say, oh yeah, look, 1,000 people. That's why you got your flu shot. But when you look into that 1,000 people, how many people those actually had the flu that died? They list everybody that dies from the same symptoms, because a symptom could come from a million different things. That has the same symptom as Ebola, the flu, everything else. So what they do is they put everybody in that same category so they could propagate that. Oh, look, because those people really died, but they don't tell you that they all died from other things other than the outbreak. They just crunch the numbers together to make it look like something that's not. The CDC is perfectly example for this. They do this all the time. They lie about that. The mainstream media covers this up big time, and they push it. Oh, get your vaccine, and the commercials come hit you. Boom, boom. Oh, come to Walgreens now, and when you get your flu shot, we'll donate a flu shot to our third world children. You know, we'll give your flu shot's going to help a third world child get his flu shot too. Make it sound like you're doing something good for humanity. When you go in there, you roll up that sleeve, all they're doing is destroying the chromosomes, the DNA in your body. They're changing the genetic code. That's all that it's about. And I'm going to get into a video about that sometime, because that's a whole subject altogether. And it sounds a little crazy right now when I just said that, but I'm going to get into that, how it affects the DNA and your genetics and your whole genome, the whole purpose of that, okay? And it's also to kill off some of the population, as Bill Gates stated in 2010 at the TED conference. And the mainstream media runs wild with this stuff. Oh, this is why you got to get your flu shot, your Ebola shot, and everything else, because people are dying all over the world. Oh, my God. You know, and people, before they used to run out. Oh, my God. And they tell you this is what they do, too. They have limited vaccines. So your local pharmacists are telling people to get out there now, get them while they last, because they might not have no more. So, of course, a scared parent is going to get off her ass, jump off that couch, drag her 5 kids down to Walgreens or CVS, whatever, and say, quick, get them the vaccines, hurry up, because I don't want them to run out and I don't want my kids dying. And people do this, even though people are waking up, but they do this, and that's all they hear is the propaganda. Boom, 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 boom. And these regular people don't know any better. They go to work, they raise their kids and everything else. They don't know what's going on. They drive to work. They put the local news on the radio. They go home, watch probably a half hour of the nightly news on the mainstream local media. And in the meantime, propaganda. They're at work. They hear in their ears, like this little, oh, you hear about the flu shot? The constant mind control. Boom, 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 boom. Just bombarding the hell out of you. So you're going to go home scared off your ass. Quick, hon, we got to go set an appointment with the doctor tomorrow. We're going to go to Walgreens, get our kids vaccinated. They're going to run out. Oh, my God, the kid's going to die, blah, blah, blah. So they run out there with the kids, dragging them in there. Poor kids are crying. They're sticking the damn needle in them, just like that. You know what I mean? And just killing these damn kids. You know what I mean? It's so, just look at those kids. I was in one of the pharmacies, and the poor kid's crying, and I'm sitting there looking at I just want to go over there and break that friggin' doctor's hand, scrub it, just get off that damn kid. You know what I mean? The poor kid's sitting there crying, and knowing that there's mercury, thimerosal, and all that formaldehyde that just injecting their kid's body, and the doctor's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to get some more money off this. I'm going to inject the damn kids like that. Makes me so pissed off. It really does. But, man, it's like when it comes to kids that it really gets me. That's my sensitive button. So the damn mainstream media, that's what they're about, and they make it worse. Everything 10 times worse, and they could sell you a snow shovel in the middle of Arizona. That's how good they are. And it's really, really ridiculous. But anyway, guys, I do get going. I just got to calm down, because when I seen that kid in my face, I literally had to walk out to my girlfriend and listen, I got to leave. Oh, why? Because if I don't leave, somebody's going to call the cops. Things are going to get ugly in this place, plain and simple. And I just want to go over to that doctor that You know, the flu shots are good for you. Well, up your sleeve, you little kid, because we're gonna inoculate you. We're gonna inoculate you and get you autism and Alzheimer's and everything else, and your kids are gonna suffer too. And you're gonna die, you little son of a bitch, and they're gonna stick that needle in. Oh man, I just want to punch. Oh. Yeah, man. Just want to get that vision out of my head because that poor kid is just screaming. And I told my girlfriend, it's like, don't bring me to the doctors because she doesn't agree with half the stuff. I mean, she's still waking up to the stuff, but you know, it's like I can't go to these things because no one. I would punch a doctor right in the face. I really would, and I would go to jail for assault, and I'd be happy about that. And you know, just go up there and just break that damn hand and shove it right up that person's ass, plain and simple. That vaccine, and yeah, it's so disgusting. We got to get to a show all about that sometime. But I just want to stick on the subject. I'm going to end this here and in the minute here. Just again, people, we need to wake people up about the mainstream media. Stop the mind control. Stop the madness. Start your own show. Do your own podcast. Do your own videos. I mean, it doesn't cost nothing. Just the cost of your phone bill. That's about it. And when you get the truth out there, people respect that. And yeah, you got to get attacked. Absolutely. Just as many trolls are out there against you, you got to have more people for you. I see it all the time. Everywhere I go in the state of Rhode Island, and I'm not super popular. I'm not like Superman, whatever, or some movie star. But when I go in Rhode Island, everywhere I go, I got people stopping me all the time. Hey, Dan, I watch your videos, and that's the other thing too. Facebook does. How could people all the time, every day I meet people say, "Oh, I watch your videos. Thank you for what you're doing." How could people do that when they, supposedly get only 80 hits on a video? Yeah, people question, I seen your video on this and that. You're right about that. I seen it. You know, they come up and comment me, shake my hand. I got onto the Washington County Fair every year. We go there. The air show in Quonset Point, Rhode Island. The Gatsby Day parade and all that stuff. And all these events in Rhode Island. And I go there and people come up to me all the time. Hey, ask for a picture with them and everything else. And it's great. It's a great feeling because you're reaching people. And that's what the mainstream media hates. And I can't even call to the local talk shows no more. The second I call in, unless I use a caller ID blocker, right away the screener calls up, Dan Bedandi, right away it knows who I am. They got my number in WPRO there. It's not even a joke. I got to record it sometime to show you. And they have the screeners on the shows that in other words, they'll have even an open topic. You call them to say something. Oh, hold on. Then they get back to you. Oh, we don't want to talk about that right now. Sometimes you got to lie. That's what you do when you call into a local talk show that they're going to censor you. What you do, just say they're talking about Bill Clinton coming to your state, right? So you call in and you say, hey, I'm going to talk about Bill Clinton calling to us. Well, what do you want to say? Oh, I think it's a great thing, and I think everybody should get out there and support him. All right, hold on, I won't put you on. So when you get on, you don't say any of that. He's a damn pedophile, rapist, and everything else. And the screener gets pissed because, like, wait a minute, I thought you were, So you need to lie to these screeners half the time to get on the air in the mainstream media. And even then, they try to cut you off and censor you, but it's ridiculous. And we do have some good talk show hosts here in Rhode Island, WPRO. Matt Allen, for one, Tara Granhan, love those talk show hosts. Pat Ford for the coalition, but long story short, buried in algorithm is right. That's what these everybody is just mesmerized by all the mind control going on, and it just hits you from every angle. And you can't blame the masses. I mean, you can't. The regular people out there that don't know any better, you can't blame them. They're just victims. We were all once victims too. I was a victim. You was a victim. All of us. So we bought every bit of it. We bought the whole nook and cranny. We supported it. And there's some people go out there, they'll defend it as if they're the ones who created it, And that's how great the mind control is. They'll sit there and defend it as if they're the ones who who created it and everything else. But anyway, guys, I got to get going here. But enjoy the rest of your Friday night, this beautiful Sabbath night going into Saturday. And it's going to be a great weekend. So enjoy Memorial Day weekend. My hearts and prayers, and salute to all the veterans out there. God bless you. And we'll talk to you soon. And have a good weekend, guys. I'll see you Monday night. Probably Sunday night. I don't know. Maybe. But anyway, I'll see you Sunday night or Monday night, definitely. All right. God bless you guys.